What the fuck? Alright, NRL vids 090 back here with another video today, and this is my game of tonight's match between the Roosters and the Sea Eagles. Roosters win 46 points to 4. Absolute dismal performance by Manly. No, I'm shocked. It's just shocking to see how we start the new year with a loss like this. I mean, you know, I obviously thought Roosters were going to win. I knew Roosters were going to win this week. Obviously, they've got a better team. Obviously, they don't have that much weaknesses, unlike we do. I mean, Manly have plenty of holes and plenty of weaknesses, unlike the Roosters do. Roosters are lucky to be pretty stacked, but Manly won't ever get to that stage, unfortunately. You know, we lose by 42, which is absolutely disgraceful. Now, look, I could easily rant tonight, but I can't. Look, it's round one. You know, obviously. I've obviously had a tough morning as well, so you know I just don't feel like ranting, but I am pretty upset about the result and just how Manly played. I mean, you know, I don't get it. I feel like that some players haven't really learnt from last year. I mean, players like Ruben Garrick. I think Ruben Garrick is an absolute has-been. He needs to be dropped. I think Garrick. It's time for him to be moved on. I think he's a one-year wonder player. I mean, 2019 was his own good year, and then 2020, shit, and now 2021 has even started his even shitter. So, you know, Garrick needs to go. He's a one-year wonder player, so he can go and get fucked. Brad Parker, you know, Parker's never going to be a good player. I don't think he's ever going to be a quality first-grader player. I mean, he's had big games before, yes, but the thing about Brad Parker is he's never going to be good. He's not fast enough to be in first grade. He hasn't got the skills like other good centers do, like Joseph Manu, like Justin Olam, like who else? I mean, Campbell Graham, all these other good centers in front of him. You know, Brad Parker's never going to be that quality center, unfortunately. So it's time to move Brad Parker on. He's just, move him to Blacktown Workers or Seagulls at least. Cherry Evans played pretty poorly, I thought, as well. I mean, he wasn't as bad as what Parker and Garrick were. I mean, those two guys are fucked. But I thought Cherry Evans was pretty 50-50. Some of his runs weren't good. Some of his knock-ons, he made like a lot of knock-ons daily, Cherry Evans, which is a bit unlike him. But yeah, look, he was disappointing as well. I'm sure he can bounce back because he's a top player. He's a class player. He knows how to bounce back, Cherry Evans. But today it was pretty piss poor. I thought Kieran Foran was pretty good. I think Foran, his first game back at Manly in 5 years, he was pretty good. Apart from that Harbour Bridge pass he threw over to Brett Morris, who ran the whole way of the intercept try. That was not good by Foz, but I think overall Kieran Foran was pretty good. He did well for the first try where he went with the short side of the last tackle and passed to Gajewski, and Gajewski got the quick ball to Garrick and scored. And that's about it. And you know, I don't know. I think Des has not changed enough this pre-season, and so far Manly have just looked like they're replicating a bit of 2020. Unfortunately, I just think that Manly have not been, I just think that not much has changed. I think that Manly are still the same 2020 team heading so far. I mean, it's one round. I know Roosters are a pretty big team. I know Roosters have a lot of big expectations on them this year, whereas Manly don't. But the thing is, surely the new year, and surely, with the new signings, and surely, with with having Four and Cherry Evans back in the halves, and having, I guess not many. I guess with having a whole pre-season kind of focus about Tom Trbojevic. I mean, the whole pre-season we should have been finding the best way as possible to score points without Turbo, the best way to win without Turbo, and yet we still can't really do that. I mean, we look like we're completely lost. It looks like we're lost in the backfield of the Forest. That's how bad we played tonight. I think Des needs to pull his finger out of his ass and drop some players and stop being so scared to drop players. I mean, Garrick needs to go. Garrick's just nothing more than a fucking, what's it called? I don't know. He's just a fool. Garrick's just a joke. I think he's ruining the reputation of the Manly Sea Eagles jersey. Brad Parker needs to also be dropped, and Cherry Evans needs to really think about next game, but I'm sure he'll bounce back, but he needs to kind of need a wake-up call. Curtis Siren. Now, Curtis Siren, I like Siro. I think Siro's a great player, but still, the cunt can't even pass. I mean, he's a ball hog, Curtis Siren. Like, every time he has the ball, he can't pass it. Like, I don't know. Why can't he pass? Why is it that whenever he has the ball, he can't pass the ball out? Like, why? You know, there was opportunities where he had the ball on the right edge and Moses Sully and Jason Saab outside him, and still Curtis Siren does not pass the ball. No wonder why Sully and Saab did not get much ball, because Curtis Siren doesn't even know how to pass the ball, and Cherry Evans did not get involved enough. I mean, it's just a joke. Why doesn't he pass Siren? It's beyond me. I just feel like banging my head on a fucking door at the moment because Curtis Siren is that shit. I mean, fuck, Manly, just the worst start possible to start the new season. Like, fuck me dead. I thought Dylan Walker was alright at fullback, but the thing is, of course, Dylan Walker's going to be always a centre. He didn't do too bad at fullback today, but I think he's always going to be a centre. And I think that when we play Rabbitohs next week at Brookie Oval on Saturday, we should definitely put Dylan Walker back in the centres for Brad Parker, and maybe put Walker half at fullback with Tavita Funa. I'm not sure, but at this stage, it's round 1. I know it's a new start. I know it's only one round, but seriously, Manly got murdered today. That's a headline. Manly got murdered today, and yeah, it's fucked how he played today. I want to see improvements next week. If there's no improvement next week, and then I'm gonna definitely take this to a serious note. I'll be really fucking pissed off. I'll be really mad. I'll probably have more steam coming out my ears next week because yeah, I as a Manly supporter and a really passionate one, I don't take an hour of my day to watch this shit from Manly. I expect better, so it better be improved next week. Guys, that's the end of the video. Sorry there was no live stream, by the way, because I had, obviously a pretty rough morning of personal stuff, but anyway, yeah, there could be a live stream next week. I'm not sure on what game, but yeah, we'll see what happens. But guys, I'll see you in the next video.